Chief Policy Manager for Water and Sanitation for Africa is urging government to consider setting up a water sanitation and hygiene fund to provide monetary support towards the fight for cleaner, healthier environment. Speaking on clean communities on the heels of the launch of the National Sanitation Day, Charles Nachinap said the fund will help the systems work better and ease the pressure that is put on government.
One way of financing the sector that has been suggested, and some of us tend to agree with, is the establishment of what we call the National Wash Fund. It will be one to ensure that what is in place is kept running. That we have systems that were working very well, but after a while they've broken down, they are no longer functioning. This wash fund will help ensure that we are able to reduce the downtime, periods of systems breakdown, and ensure that what is in place is already running. Secondly, we can then also look at, okay, if we have what is in place running, where are the needs? And therefore, what is it that we can do to support, to expand, to cover those other areas that don't have access? So principally, we'll be looking at issues of maintenance of what already is existing and expansion.
The Esojaman District Assembly has presented its midterm development plan for the 2014-2015 fiscal year to the people of the community, with the Assembly focusing on providing more infrastructure to improve the quality of education in Esojaman. District Chief Executive Thomas Ampem Nyako presented the midterm plan at a town hall meeting in the Esojaman District of the Eastern Region.
The town hall meeting, which is a Joy New Star Ghana collaboration, afforded residents and District Chief Executive Thomas Ampem Nyako to interact and discuss developmental issues affecting the Esojaman district. The interactive session was aimed at creating a platform for residents and officials of the Esojaman District Assembly to deliberate on the developmental agenda of the Assembly, how far the Assembly has come, projections for 2014-2015 fiscal year, among others.
And sanitation development.
For residents of Esojaman, the meeting was an opportunity for them to meet their district chief executive and lay bare issues affecting them.
DC has promised a lot of infrastructures in the district. We have infrastructure in the district that are still uncompleted and are not attended to. Senchi Court is an example. The building is still lying there for years now. Nothing is done to it. DC, when are we going to complete the court so that cleaners, sweepers, watchmen can be employed from the district to work over there? Thank you very much.
DC that he said we shouldn't go and say at the Pantu side. Some of us, we don't have parents who provide our needs for us. He said we shouldn't go and say, how can we get money and fill ourselves? Please, I want to ask you, will you provide our needs for us?
What we are talking about are parents who always send their children, very, very young children, to go and sell. And some of them, if you see them crossing the road, it is so dangerous. As I speak, just this week, we lost one child, 16-year-old child, who was selling on the road to the Senchi ferry. We cannot put the lives of our young ones at risk.
Thomas Ampem Nyako also talked about the way forward for the district in enhancing the lives of residents.
In education, we intend to construct 10 kindergarten buildings. Construction of 4 semi-detached teachers' bungalows for selected schools. Construction of 5 different 6-unit classroom blocks with offices and stalls and ICT centers. construction of 4 different 3-unit JHS classroom blocks with offices and stores, construction of dormitory for Apegusu and Ajina Senior High Schools, procurement of 5,000 dwell decks for schools, rehabilitation of 5 existing classroom blocks in selected communities, creation of district award scheme for best teachers annually in the district, organization of 1 district mock examinations annually in all JHS and SHS, provide scholarship to well-deserving students, and intensify supervision in all schools in the district.
We the People, a Join You Star Ghana collaboration, will make its next stop with the people of Ewutu Senior East Municipal in the Central Region.
There's more to come here on News Today. Please stay on. You're still here on News Today. Thank you very much for your company. Now, let's get into some business stories. The National Petroleum Authority Monday announced a 2% reduction in petroleum prices. But some members of the public have been telling Joy News the reduction should have been more to make an impact or to have an impact on lorry fares.
It's not, because in the first place, the taxes have gone up. And there's the best opportunity for you to give back to the Ghanaian. At least if it's a 10% decrease, it would have been fair. But 2%, it comes to, I think, 30 pesos for a liter and 7 pesos or so. So it's not fair. At least they could have done something better about it. People are really suffering. Salaries haven't gone up. Taxes are going up. Electricity bill and all that. So I think this was an opportunity for them to give back to Ghanaians and show some little appreciation, because we've suffered enough. So
the current economic situation in Ghana, I see this reduction is insignificant. It doesn't make any change, because when the government increased the fuel, it didn't increase the salary, and now you are reducing it. So it's supposed to be about 10 to 15%, but 2%, I mean, it doesn't make any good impact.
Consider it's not very fair, because looking at what Ghanaians are going through now, and if the world markets have decreased the petroleum by 10%, of course the government will also decrease it for Ghanaians to also feel it that yes, when the going get tough, we feel it. When it's getting less to we also have to feel it. So I think it's not fair on the part of government to decrease it by only 2%.
As a matter of fact, we are all not happy about that. We thought at least it could have been better. But then considering the current situation in the country, at least let's just give government a chance. Maybe they will do something better. We are all in this country and we know what's happening. Some of these things I see it as politics. In this country, they're trying to play politics with every little thing. We are almost getting close to electioneering time, and I guess government also is one of their strategies. Just one of their strategies.
They didn't reduce the price of the lorry fare, because the reduction is small. It's not it's a small reduction. So we wanted to reduce it a bit so that about 4% is okay.
You know, I think since from May or something that they increased the petrol. But since from May up to, let's say, September, October, now that the government is reducing it 2%. So, you know, definitely knows that he's teaching Ghanaians. So that one is not fair for government to do that. So he's supposed to reduce it more, if not 12 or 15%.
Monday, 8 labor unions threatened to embark on an indefinite strike starting Tuesday, October 21, 2014. Earlier today, they held a press briefing. My colleague Matilda Omega was there. Did they decide on what decision to take now? Matilda Omega.
Hello, Kemini.
What have they been saying?
Well, I can say that for these labor unions, I mean, all of them, they have declared an indefinite strike action beginning October 22, that is tomorrow. They are calling on all members to embark on this strike action for government to address their issues, particularly with the management of the second-tier pension scheme. They outlined a number of issues that, by law, government is not to solely manage the scheme, but over these years, government has been managing this scheme. And beginning next year, January 2015, they have several of their members who are going on retirement, and they do not know where or who to speak to that is in getting these monies they have paid over the years. And they are saying that it is not because of anything, but it is because of the history they have with government when it comes to managing of such funds. The issue with the SNET, where government is the sole manager of the scheme. And over this year, they've outlined that indeed government managing this, they haven't had a say when it comes to the operations of the SNET. And because of this, it is not in good faith for government to manage this particular scheme. And there's been a number of talks with government, but it looks like government is not adhering to the issues that they have outlined over the years. So until government address these concerns, they are embarking on their indefinite strike.
Right. Which starts tomorrow, October 22, 2014. But could you give us a list of these 8 labor unions that are going on strike?
We have TEU. We start from the health sector occupational. That is from the Ghana Physician Assistants Association, Ghana Registered Nurses Association. We have Teachers and Educational Workers Union. We have NAT. We have NAGRAT. We have CCT. We have Judicial Service. We have and not them. There are so many of them. We have the Government and Hospital Pharmacists Association. All of them coming together, and they are saying that they are supporting each and every member of this union to begin a strike from tomorrow.
We'll never hear for updates in subsequent bulletins. Matilda Wemeka joined us from a media briefing after 8 labor unions declared an indefinite strike starting Wednesday, October 22, 2014. But the ongoing load shedding has intensified over the last few days. Several small businesses especially have been hardest hit as they have had to spend huge chunks of your revenue buying diesel to power generators. My colleague Adelaide Arthur was sometime in Accra, Newtown, and spoke to some business owners.
What's your name and what kind of business do you run here?
Well, I'm Dixon Akumia Chumesi, and as you can see, we are into the printing industry.
Okay. Yeah. And then in the face of current load shedding, which has intensified over the past few days, how are you coping? How are you managing to ensure that you're able to meet your customers' need?
It's been really difficult. As you can see, the lights out, it's really worrying. And as you can see, we are dealing with machines. We are running the business with machines.
Can we see?
Exactly, we can go inside and have a look. Like I said, we are running the business with machines. As you can see, this is a large format machines, and these are the photocopiers and the printers. We have the black and white and the colored, and we deal with electricity. And as you can see, these lights out, it's really worrying. It's really worrying because anytime the light out comes, the machines goes off suddenly, and by so doing, it's caused serious problems. The machine just cuts off and it goes off and on, and it's really worrying. It's really, really worrying. That was as at last week. I had one of the printers over there. That's the Konica Minolta machine. It just got spoiled because of the lights out, and it's not being repaired. And people have been coming in just to have printers, just to print their documents, and because of the lights out, which caused the damage. the machine is not working and it's really difficult, and that has really caused my salary.
So do you have to depend on generators?
Exactly. We initially we were using a generator, but then the generator also had a fault, and we took it to the mechanic to have a look at it. And madam, till now I'm not having the generator. There's no generator. So right now, if the light should go off right now, I have to lock the gate and either go to the house or hang around for the light to come back. Then I'll continue with whatever.
Loss of revenue.
Exactly.
On a normal day, if you had lights, how much do you make roughly? How much printing do you do?
If I'm able to get good sales a day, I could, let's say, 1,500 or within the range of 1,000, 1,500, 1,700.
That's a lot of money you are losing.
Exactly.
Accra New Town is noted for graphic designing, large format digital printing and publishing. These businesses depend heavily on electricity to make revenue, and so if the power situation normalizes in the country, these business owners will definitely be happy. From the Accra New Town, Adelaide Arthur for Joy News.
But some good news. They say the ongoing load shedding program across the country may soon see some improvement. It follows measures taken by power producers to increase the amount of electricity being generated. As part of the measures, the Volta River Authority has increased generation from Akosombo with the Bwe Dam and is now operating at full capacity following an improvement in the water level, making some 200 megawatts available. Head of Communications at the Bwe Power Authority, Wombila Salifu, tells Joy News the full capacity generation is a short-term measure. He spoke earlier on today's Big Story.
That we've been able to accumulate in the reservoir. And then we need to draw a generation plan such that we will judiciously use the water that will last us for this dry season till next year, somewhere in July, when we begin to have water. And if we continue at this level of production, what it means is that at some point in the year, we might have to cut back on the level of production.